Good morning, everybody. Hello, I'm Jenny Fern, and welcome to my library. I am a chaotic neutral mechanical engineer who's really into permaculture and wants to talk about books. This morning, I feel like I'm talking a little quietly, and that's because it's early. It is early in the morning. It is New Year's Day. I don't know why I'm up so early, but I am. I'm not even futzing around this morning. I have already started reading our book. I am reading it as an audiobook this morning through LibriVox, and do you want to guess what it is? It is Family Happiness by Leo Tolstoy, also called Happy Ever After. And I am reading a different translation than the version that I have. I have this version that's translated by Rosemary Edmonds. The audiobook I am reading, it's read by Evan J. I was trying to find out information about the translation. I don't know. I'll tell you later. This audiobook is about 3 hours long. I think I'm also probably going to read some more free run. I actually got a Kindle for Christmas, so let me show you that and divulge my dirty secret already. So here is the cool thing about it. I will definitely use it, and I will use it to read a lot of things from the library. Most of what I read on my phone. Look at my phone screen and how small this is. That's how I've been reading every single digital book, including all of the manga that I have read as a digital copy. Look at it's much bigger. There are limitations, obviously. How do I feel about Family Happiness so far? I'm up to chapter 3. The first time I read this, I adored it. Oh my god. You know what I forgot to mention to you guys? I hit 700 today, this morning. That has happened. So thank you again. Thank you all so much. I knew it happened soon. I'm so excited, so happy, and so grateful. And I also got a wonderful comment from Geraldine Granger wishing a Happy New Year. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. Yes, so Family Happiness. From what I remember, it's like a fictionalization of Tolstoy's real relationship. So it is an 1859 novella written by Leo Tolstoy, first published in the Russian Messenger. The story concerns the love and marriage of a young girl and the much older Sergei. So the young girl is 17. It's told from her perspective, and Sergei is 36. So it is a little weird, the age difference. I fully admit and understand that. They also think it's weird, like it is strange for him to be so old. I really enjoyed this text, and this morning the words and the descriptions are so beautiful. So I think I might keep this party going and roll it into the other novellas that are compiled in here. That is my update. Good update, right? Very exciting update. That means we're posting the videos starting tomorrow. So I have just repaired this cat tree. A bunch of the cordage had come unwound. A while back, my husband had gotten some replacement cord so we could wrap it around. And I've just finished doing that. So now we have not a bunch of loose crap all over the place. And then hopefully the cats enjoy it. And as for Family Happiness, I am really enjoying it. This story is so mundane, but I don't even know what it is about it that I like, but I still do indeed like it. I think this is indicating to me that I should read more Tolstoy. I have just a little less than a quarter of this book left. I have to say, I'm really enjoying this. It is a little weird because it is written from the perspective of the wife. Ah, interesting. It is considered to be a reflection on his own upcoming marriage, exploring the potential pitfalls and complexities of family life through the perspective of Masha, essentially acting as a sort of prediction about his own marriage with his wife, Sonia Bears, even though he wrote it before they were married. That is so strange. I had no idea that this was written before his marriage. What an interesting thing. So yes, he is writing from the perspective of the woman. So some of it is a little odd. Like the way that she writes about her husband, you're kind of like, okay, what do I have for breakfast? I don't think you're going to be able to guess it. Last night, I soaked some beans that I had grown during the summer. And so I have a bowl of beans. Beans are so tasty. Part of it is because I grew them, that they taste so good. But definitely a weird thing to eat for breakfast, but I'm doing it. So I have done some chores. I need to fold laundry today. I don't want to though. I've just finished reading Family Happiness by Leo Tolstoy, and I love this story. It has been confirmed, even through a different translation, that I really like this story. It is such a bittersweet story about like love and regret and growing up. It is weird. It is weird because it is about a young girl / woman who marries an older man. The last discussion that her and her husband have, I just love it so much. I don't know, it just seems like such an honest look at the course of a life. Not a full life, but a period of it. I just thought it was so good. So I am curious now to continue on with a different Tolstoy story, but I'm worried that it won't be the same. I've been folding laundry, and I did a bunch of dishes. So I've also been a bit of a productive lady today. So it's still quite early in the day. I think it's before noon, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish a whole other book, although I am still thinking of sitting down and reading Frieren. So it is a cold and dark rainy day again today. But I've been reading Frieren. I'm actually reading volume 10, and I have a quote to share. I think I'm almost done with the volume, but I thought I should share this before I move on. In this volume, we're introduced to a demon who is like obsessed with studying humans just for like the curiosity. And if you're not familiar with this, demons are incredibly evil and do not have the capacity to have the same like feelings as humans, at least as far as we understand thus far. They have no remorse and no guilt and are just very, very evil. So to have a demon who's very interested in humans is a very compelling idea, but it's also scary because the interest doesn't come from love or like a version of passion that humans can relate to. It's just like this cold, calculating interest. Here's a quote. "Even if you don't understand the process or how it works, you can at least find a way to deal with it. Humans built boats before they understood buoyancy and controlled them using sails without understanding where wind comes from. They even built seawalls without understanding what causes waves. Humans have been handling the unknown since ancient times. And that is the result of taking the most primitive yet logical actions. Observation. So I did finish reading Frieren Volume 10, and I've just started doing the dishes. I started to read The Death of Ivan Ilyich, also from this Tolstoy collection, but it's also the version that's on LibriVox. And I just had to tell you about this one line that I just heard, so hopefully I can find it quickly. The dead man lay, as dead men always do lie, in a peculiarly heavy, dead way, his stiffened limbs sunk in the padding of the coffin, with the head bent back forever on the pillow. Love that. That's all I wanted to say. So I'm exactly halfway through The Death of Ivan Ilyich, and I am loving it. I am having such a great time. So I'm very happy for myself. I don't know if I will finish reading this before this video ends. I cleaned all of the dishes, and now I am baking some sunchokes that I boiled this morning. So we can have roasted sunchokes with the beans that I made this morning. I am feeling a certain type of way today because it is my last day of this extended time off from work, and this only happens once a year, and that is extremely saddening because I could do this every couple months. I could do this and I would be so happy. I'm feeling a little sad about it. Cannot be helped, I suppose. It is nighttime now. We just got back from a brew pub where we had dinner. It was very good and I had a really nice time. But now we are here, and I should summarize this whirlwind of 7 books in 7 days and what I read and the whole experience, genuinely. So if you missed any of the days, go ahead and go and watch them. I'll tell you what I read in each. On day 1, I read John Steinbeck's The Pearl. I really, really enjoyed this. I thought this was very good. On day 2, I read The Birds by Aristophanes. This is a ancient Greek play. Day 3, I did a little taste test of The Loved One by Evelyn Waugh, but I ended up reading and loving The Crucible by Arthur Miller. Day 4, I read a fun little sci-fi, The Water of Thought by Fred Saberhagen, and I had a blast with this one. On day 5, I read Ducks by Kate Beaton, and I thought it was very important, but tough. It was a difficult read for me, and that is a graphic novel. Memoir. A graphic memoir. Yesterday, I read Geronimo Stilton's I'm Not a Super Mouse. This is a children's book, and I had a good time. I had a great day yesterday. Then we come to today, where I read Happy Ever After, also called Family Happiness by Leo Tolstoy, and I read one half of The Death of Ivan Ilyich, and I also read volume 10 of the manga Frieren. I did also yesterday finish reading volume 2 of the manga Cardcaptor Sakura. This is kind of my stack, minus the stuff that I read from my library, and also minus half of this book, half of this book, and half of this book, because they have other stories or novels in there. So that's what I have as my little recap. Now for comments, I got a bunch of wonderful comments today. My public domain video went up, and let's look at some of those. From @Film79, Good catch on the Maltese falcon. I've seen several articles listing it as entering the public domain, but looks like it did run into 1930. That's the serialization that it was initially published in. Guess we'll need to wait till next year for the completed book to be public domain. I'm not going to pretend to know all the details surrounding the public domain with regards to the Maltese falcon. I just mentioned it because I was not sure if the whole text would actually be in the public domain this year, and I still don't know. And I got a comment from @Keepolum53. The Bishop murder case sounds like it was maybe subconsciously inspiration for a book series by Jasper Fforde. It's called the Nursery Crime Series. Also, someone in a creative writing class I took at uni put nursery rhyme references in her stories, which is so cool and interesting. I love the idea that we can be inspired by these minds that came before us. Those are the comments that I have to share with all of you today. This is the end of this series, which I am both really relieved and also sad to be saying goodbye for these daily videos. I have learned a lot, both in regards to my reading, but also in the act of making these videos. I really learned how to get creative with it, and so that was a fun exercise for myself. So I appreciate the opportunity given the celebration that we have. So happy to have you all here, and I hope you enjoy it. If you do, consider sharing it with a friend who would also enjoy it. Consider liking and subscribing, and I will be back again soon, not tomorrow.